everyone, I have another process video for you today. So if you saw there just a moment ago, I have used up quite a bit of the stickers from this collection, and I did do a layout that I didn't record, mostly because it was a lot of pictures of the soccer games themselves, and there was a lot of pictures of his teammates and stuff in the pictures with him, so I figured I would just not record that one this time. But I am down to very little stickers, and I'm going to do this layout, and then I thought I was done, but I'm actually going to do another layout after this one, and I'm going to use a lot of the scraps, and you will see how I do that in another video. So I originally thought I was going to scrap these photos of my son with the trophies, but I'm going to change my mind on this in a little while, and you will see which photo I use. I end up using one actually that I really love. It's of the team just sitting around the coach, and I'm not sure if it was during the game or after the game or what it was, but I really like how this layout turned out. So I'm probably looking off of Pinterest. If I know me, I got inspired by something on Pinterest, and there was an angle, and I love the look of angled layouts. I think if you can make them work for you, then they're definitely fun and worth the try. So I did just kind of eyeballed it with my ruler. It's hard to cut angles on paper when you are using just a 12 by 12 trimmer, because obviously it doesn't fit in your trimmer right. So I usually just draw a light pencil line and use my ruler, and then I cut it with my scissors. So I didn't worry. I only worried about making one edge of the blue paper nice and straight, and the other edge I just kind of cut really quickly because I knew I was just going to tuck that crooked edge underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down my papers, and I believe I did ink the edges again with my black close to my heart ink. So I'm just trimming this one down a little bit more because of the adhesive that I put on the soccer pattern paper. It wouldn't fit down underneath it as far, so I just trimmed it up a little to make it a little easier getting it underneath there. And I'm also trying to make sure that I get it on there rather straight. I don't want it to be super crooked. I don't care if it's perfect, but you can see me there just kind of struggling a little bit to get it under there. And I thought it was easier adding a piece of the scrappy tape down. That way I could kind of snug it underneath there and then push it down onto the tape for it to stick down. So I originally just started with this strip along the top with the blue, but I'm going to go back and add another blue strip along the bottom of that. So again, I thought I was going to use these photos of my son at the little dinner we had where the kids all got trophies. I did cut them down originally to 4x4 mostly, but I saw this sticker with the border, or not sticker, this 4x4 cut apart, and I liked the idea of the blue border. And so I trimmed my photos down just a little bit to fit, and then also the same thing with this green 4x4. I just trimmed this photo down a little bit so it would have a little bit of a green border. But when I start trying to lay these photos down on the layout, just trying to figure out which ones I want there, the two photos of my son are just about the same photo, and in the other layout that I put them on, I do end up choosing just one. But I kind of wanted, one of them he's looking at the camera, but I like the facial expression of the one he's not looking at the camera a little bit better, but I do end up just adding one. So then I thought that this photo also would need a border, and I'm going to go through all this. I guess I could have cut this out since these aren't the photos, but then again, this is also part of the process of scrapbooking, right? Is sometimes you head in one direction and you end up not liking it at all and go in a completely other direction. So if you're working on a layout and you just can't get the photos to work for you, try changing it to a different photo and see if that helps inspire you a little more or takes you in another direction. So I had this strip, this blue pattern paper strip, and I like this one, but as you can see, it's just a 12 by 12 border strip, so it's not going to span the whole layout. And I figured I could just cut it at whatever point would be covered by either a photo or an embellishment, and then you wouldn't be able to tell. So another reason I really wanted to use these photos of my son with the trophies was because there was this sticker and it just says champ and it has a trophy on it, and I thought that that would be really cute. But I think, oh, here I think is where I actually decided to take one of the photos off of my son. So there's just 2 photos now, and so I was going to try to use that champ as a third element, and I'm going to play around with it for a few minutes, and I'm just going to decide I don't like this. And so yeah, so we all have struggles with scrapbooking. It's not all easy, and some people I know compare themselves to other people, and I have to say, you know, don't let yourself do that. I think what the biggest thing with scrapbooking is you've got to enjoy it. I definitely believe if you're not enjoying it, you can scrap the page, get rid of it, or start completely over, or pull everything up. And I mean, just make sure that you enjoy the process and not stress about how your pages compare to other people's pages. So I do get a little bit shy and embarrassed sometimes when everybody says, oh, look at your page. My friends always joke, oh, Heather's gotten like 12 layouts done. I do get a lot of layouts done. I do seem to be able to scrapbook really fast, but I don't do it for competition. It just comes easy for me, I guess. So one thing I've learned from watching these videos and stuff, though, is just enjoy the process and don't worry about what others think. So everybody has different likes and dislikes, right? So I'm still playing around with the photos. I mounted it on that green background, playing around, and I'm just not liking these photos in this champ sticker together. It just isn't working. So here's where I decide to get out another photo, and I am thinking about making a video one of these days to show you how I store my photos. I do print them out a few times a year. I don't like to keep them on my phone. It's kind of funny because of my OCD. I like to get them off my phone as soon as possible and onto printed, you know. But one day I will do a video of not only how I store my kits but also how I store my photos. So this is the photo I was talking about, and it was a nice day, and the kids are all just sitting around their couch, and it's a nice background. I just really like this photo, and I don't even care what they're talking about. I obviously don't even know what they're talking about because I wasn't over there with them, but it's really sweet, and I hope my son enjoys looking at this photo later on. And it's also I like it because that number 2 that you can see on the shirt, and the middle guy in the photo is my son. So I like how you can really see the number on his shirt, so he's not lost in the photo either. So I am going to play around. I'm going to mount. I have this scrap that you can see. I obviously did a Minecraft party page a while ago, and I just cut it out with the Cricut, or you know, and I kept this scrap just thinking I might use it, and I'm glad I did because I just covered up, made sure there was no holes peeking out, and I mounted this photo on that black paper. So if you look behind the photo when I flip it over, you'll see that there's still things cut out from behind it, but you can't tell. So I really felt good using up. I use a lot of black and white, especially white cardstock. So anything, if I can use up my scraps really well there, then I'm very happy. So there was this sticker, and I'm just mounting it up, and again you can see the sticker sheet there on the left, and there's just not very many left. But this layout is kind of more on the simple side. I don't add a whole lot to this layout. I do add a few things here and there, and see there you can see the 4 where I cut it out in the past, and it was my son's 4th birthday that we did the Minecraft party. So I went ahead and glued that down, and now I am going to glue down this sticker, take all the backings off the pop dots or foam tape, whatever you guys want to call that. And that is going to cover up the spot where you can see I've glued down that blue border sticker strip right there, and I cut it in two to make sure that it spanned the whole layout. And I thought about just not scrapping or not using that champion sticker on the other layout and snugging it there, but that didn't work. So I also tried maybe this soccer sticker, but it was too large for this layout, I felt, and I just didn't like it. I'm going to cut down. This was on the cut apart sheet, and so I'm trimming this up. So these are 2 by 2, and I'm going to snug. I liked the soccer or the whistle part because I thought it went with the whole coach theme of this layout. So I really liked that. And now I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to go ahead and glue my entire layout down on the green pattern paper sheet in the back. I like that pattern paper sheet, but I was happy to use up this collection, so I wasn't worried that I was mounting it on a full 12 by 12 sheet. Like I've said before in the past, there will be more pretty pattern paper, there will be more layouts, so there's always going to be more paper, right? So if I use one full sheet to mount an entire layout, it doesn't bother me. So now I just went through my black thickers that I brought, or my black letter stickers, and I'm just going to title this page Pep Talk. Again, I couldn't remember if it was before or after the game, or I'm pretty sure it was during a game at some point because they're all in their uniforms or their shirts, and they don't usually wear the shirts to the practice. So, which I also love the blue colors in the photo of all their shirts because it matches the blue of this collection really well. So, and the green from the background of the photo goes really well with the green that I mounted the entire layout on. So because these are thickers, I'm going to add extra glue to them because thickers will never stick. Foam thickers seem to do pretty good. I'm crossing my fingers on those because they seem to stick really well, and I don't usually add more adhesive to foam thickers, but any other type of thicker, definitely I add more to. And I like the way that that looks, so that is my title, Pep Talk, and I'm just trying to get the thickers back in their little plastic bag. If you watch Tracy Banks or Mercy Tiara's videos, she started everybody on storing their thickers and letter stickers in 6 by 12 little baggies, and you can order them off of eBay. It's where I got mine. So I really, that's how I store almost all of my letter stickers. So I really think it's convenient, even my ones that aren't thickers. So there was a circle sticker that had like a little timer on it, and so I snugged that into this cluster here. And now I'm adding some of my favorite colored black. It's kind of a black, maybe a really dark gray splatters, and I'm not really sure what else I'm going to do to this layout. Oh, I'm just going to clean up my mat really quick, and I think that's about all that I add. So I have just a couple close-ups, actually just one close-up of a cluster here for you. Oh, I did add a couple enamel dots and a couple of those asterisks from the letter sticker sheet. So I hope you like this layout. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.